Hey everyone, LQ here again, and I'm going to be talking about something else. It's video game related again. I don't want all of these to actually be about video games, but before Ryan asked me to record these few minute videos of me just talking about something, I was thinking about doing a video on just all the games I'd played a lot this year and talking about my thoughts on why I really liked them. So I'm just going to make a series of smaller videos about that instead because it's something I really want to talk about and other people may find it interesting and get some recommendations out of these because a lot of these are games I would not have thought about playing, but I did anyway. So the first one I want to talk about, and probably the game I played the most this year without even realizing it, is Civilization V. This is a game that actually has a fair amount of meme culture, I'd say, around it. There's, you hear about it places, but you don't really know what it is. You just kind of, hear it there, people play it, and you just don't bother to figure out what it is. Well, it went on sale. I forgot how much it went on sale for, but I got it, and I started playing it. First, actually, I could not get into it. I didn't really realize the point, and it takes forever to start up, which is one of my main complaints of the game. It might be a good thing that it doesn't start up as quickly, because I would play it a lot more if it did. And when you do get into it, this game is one of the most addicting games I have ever played. It's really hard to pull yourself away from it once you get into it, and it is long. The games last hours and hours. I have almost 200 hours, and I think I played a total of 5 or 6 games overall, and not all of them have I even finished. It's a turn-based strategy game, and if you know me, you know I love strategy games. They're one of my favorite types of games. Real time is fun, but turn-based can be a lot easier to get into when you have a lot of homework and other things to do, because it's easy to, swap back and forth from that and another thing, and you can be a lot more productive. I also really enjoy multitasking as well as strategy games, so it's a good mix to have turn-based strategy. Oh, I just stalled. Ryan, cut that out. So there's a ton of different civilizations you get to start with, and it gets so complicated to figure out how to start. It takes 3 or so games just to figure out a sufficient strategy. I still suck at the game, and I've had almost 200 hours put into it, which you would think sounds like a deterrent to play it, but even though I sucked at it, it was a lot of fun. I don't know, there's just something so addicting. It's every turn you have to wait a certain time. You're like, oh, I'm going to do this next turn. I'm getting so close to this. And you get it, you get that endorphin rush, and then you just gotta do it again and again. It's just a formula for addicting gameplay. That makes it sound like a bad thing, which it probably is in a certain sense yet again, but it is really fun. I've only played it multiplayer for a bit. I've never finished a multiplayer game because it's so long, but it's actually a lot of fun to play against the computers, which I don't find in a lot of other strategy games is quite as fun as this. There's so many different ways to play it too, so many different strategies. If you can go peaceful and focus on merchants or city-states, or warmongering and conquer everything, each of them with its own advantages and disadvantages. One thing I would recommend, which I wish I would have known at first, just go and buy all the DLC when you're going to get this game. If it's for $20 for everything, which I believe it was at one point, was on sale this spring, and again on the Humble Bundle later, it is 100% worth it. You'll get a ton of gameplay out of it, and then you won't have to relearn the game when you later buy the DLC like I did, because the DLC introduces so many key features to the game, as well as a lot of variety in civilizations, which I appreciate. I'm still not sure I've ever even seen them all. I definitely don't know what they all do. But regardless, it's a really fun game. It's almost indefinable how addicting it is, but if you at all like strategy, I definitely recommend checking it out. I do not know if Civilization 6 is as good or not. I may consider picking it up for the Switch at some point just so I can play it anywhere, and that may start up a bit faster. I'd still say Civilization 5, though, is very classic. I think it's aged very well, and I think I'll continue to play it for a very long time.